The distress signal had been broadcasting for 17 standard hours when it finally reached Earth's outer monitoring stations. Ambassador Kethra's voice, normally composed and melodic like all Zilani, cracked with desperation as she spoke into the emergency transmitter. "This is Ambassador Kethra of the Zilani Republic aboard diplomatic vessel Harmony's Echo. We are under attack by Vorthak raiders in the Kepler 442 system. Our shields are failing. They have disabled our weapon systems. We have civilians aboard, children. Please, anyone who receives this message, we need immediate assistance." The message repeated on loop, growing weaker with each transmission as the ship's power systems failed. At Terra Command, Admiral Sarah Chen stood before the holographic display showing the Kepler 442 system. The Zilani had been humanity's first alien contact 3 years ago. A peaceful, scholarly species whose greatest weapons were strongly worded diplomatic protests. They had welcomed humans into the galactic community with open arms, sharing technology and culture freely. "Ma'am," Lieutenant Torres called out from his station, "the nearest galactic patrol vessel is 6 hours away. Even our fastest diplomatic ships would take 4 hours to reach them." Admiral Chen's jaw tightened. The Vorthak were known throughout the galaxy as ruthless pirates who took no prisoners and showed no mercy. 4 hours would be too late. "What about the Phantom Squadron?" she asked quietly. The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew about Phantom Squadron, Earth's most classified military unit. Officially, they didn't exist. Unofficially, they were what remained of humanity's most elite soldiers from the resource wars. Special forces operators, fighter pilots, and tactical specialists who had survived conflicts so brutal, they had fundamentally changed what it meant to be human in combat. "Ma'am?" Torres hesitated. "The Galactic Accords specifically prohibit military intervention in—" "The Galactic Accords," Chen interrupted, "don't apply to units that don't officially exist. Get me Commander Reeves." Within minutes, the scarred face of Commander Marcus Reeves appeared on the main screen. His eyes were the pale blue of winter ice, and when he spoke, his voice carried the weight of 100 battles. "Admiral, I heard the transmission. How quickly can your people reach them, Marcus? Phantom 1 through Phantom 6 are already prepping for jump. We can be there in 90 minutes, Chen nodded. "Do it, and Marcus—" "Yes, ma'am." "Bring them home." The Phantom Squadron's ships were unlike anything in the official Earth fleet. Sleek, black, and equipped with experimental technology that pushed the boundaries of physics, they slipped through space like shadows given form. Each pilot had been chosen not just for their skills, but for something darker, an ability to find peace only in the heart of chaos. Phantom 1, piloted by Captain Elena Vasquez, led the formation. She had lost her entire family in the Titan massacre, and had spent 5 years hunting down every pirate responsible. Phantom 2 was Lieutenant Commander Yuki Tanaka, whose precision in combat was legendary. She could thread a needle with a plasma cannon at maximum range. The others were equally lethal. Chen Wei, who had single-handedly held off an entire battalion on Europa. Jackson Ghost Morrison, who had never missed a target in 12 years of service. Maria Santos, whose ship modifications defied 3 laws of physics. And Thomas Reaper Davidson, who smiled just before he destroyed everything in his path. They dropped out of FTL directly into hell. The Harmony's Echo was listing badly, her elegant curves marred by scorch marks and hull breaches. 6 Vorthak raiders circled her like vultures, their weapons charging for what would certainly be the killing blow. The raiders were massive, ugly ships bristling with guns and armor plating made from the hulls of their previous victims. Phantom Squadron. "This is Phantom 1. Vasquez's voice was calm, almost conversational. "Time to earn our paychecks. Remember, there are children aboard that ship. No Vorthak leaves this system alive." The response was immediate and unanimous. "Copy, Phantom 1. What happened next would be discussed in military academies for decades to come. The Phantom ships didn't announce themselves. They didn't issue warnings. They simply materialized from the black and began killing with surgical precision. Vasquez's first shot took out the lead Raider's command bridge in a brilliant flash of superheated plasma. Tanaka followed a split second later, her targeting system painting 3 ships simultaneously, before unleashing a barrage that turned their shield generators to vapor. The Vorthak, caught completely off guard, tried to scatter. It was a mistake. These weren't soldiers, they were predators, and predators knew only one response to scattered prey: Chen Wei's ship danced between incoming fire with impossible grace, her experimental maneuvering system making her vessel seem to exist in several places at once. Morrison lived up to his call sign, appearing from nowhere to deliver killing blows before vanishing again into the void. Santos had modified her weapons to fire rounds that ignored conventional shields entirely, and her target simply ceased to exist. Davidson's approach was more direct. He rammed his ship through a raider's engine section, his reinforced hull shearing through their armor like tissue paper, before he pulled up and fired point-blank into their reactor core. In less than 4 minutes, 6 Vorthak raiders had been reduced to expanding clouds of debris. Harmony's echo, "This is Phantom 1, Vasquez transmitted. "You're safe now. We're scanning for survivors and will escort you to the nearest station." The response came through heavy static. "Phantom 1, this is Ambassador Kethra. We monitored your engagement. In 3 years of contact with humanity, we had no idea you possessed such capabilities." Vasquez was quiet for a moment. When she spoke again, her voice was gentler. "Ma'am, you've only met the best of us. We're what happens when you threaten the people we've sworn to protect." "Your species is truly remarkable," Kethra whispered. "You came for us. Why?" "Because you asked for help," Vasquez replied simply. "And because you're our friends." As the Phantom Squadron escorted the damaged Zalani ship to safety, word of the engagement spread through the galactic community. The message was clear and unmistakable. Humanity's diplomats might smile and speak softly, but they carried the most lethal stick in known space. The Vorthak, as a species, never raided another civilian vessel. Some things, after all, were not worth the cost of learning twice.